Shalom to the nation of Israel. First and foremost, before I get into my lesson, I want to start off by giving all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Bakah HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone that teach and that rule well today. And peace and salutation also to the fellow laborers that's in the ministry and the believers that scatter worldwide in all truth and sincerity, day in and day out. Once again, I'm the brother Shaquat Gabar, coming at you with another quick lesson, a quick news and prophecy update. And right before I get into this lesson, this message or these videos goes out to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which we are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible. And also to the Israelite foreigners that may take on the physical appearance or look of another nation. But if your bloodline goes back to Negro, Latino, or Native American descent by the seed of your father, you are considered an Israelite as well. Once again, Shalom. Also, like I said, basically this is going to be a quick, news and prophecy update. Okay, as I'm going to grab a couple of headlines off this website. As you can see, endtimeheadlines.org. Okay, when it comes to current news, okay, that's taking place, when it comes to current news, current events, and when it comes to through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, the Lord has set up the prophets, okay, starting mainly the men of Great Millstone, okay, the apostles, elder apostles, bishops, and the elders and the true sincere brethren on down that's out there teaching, okay, when it comes to the ministry, by the way of the highways and byways, and His word also being taught, being pushed by the way of the internet, okay. Now this word has gone out, man. Okay, start with the men of Great Millstone. Okay, and you got other Israelite camps out there, okay, that teach or preach, okay, to a certain extent. Okay, but the whole job is of a prophet to speak before, because the word prophecy means to speak it before it come into existence. Okay, as we coming in the time of Yahweh Shemel Shai, about to bring prophecy or in the form of plagues, okay, here upon the earth. Okay, in particular, when it comes to this place, America, which is known as Babylon the Great in the scriptures. And at this current time, the ones that ruling, okay, the earth are the biblical Edomites, the so-called white race, mainly the elites on down, okay, to the less luminary ones that doing their bidding worldwide, as these elites trying to forge the NWO, okay, and mainly by using their stronghold, America, okay. But we know, according to the scriptures, this place, America, is about to head for its downfall, man. Okay, at this place about to witness a financial crash. Okay, civil unrest. Okay, uproars of the people, famine, pestilence. Okay, blackouts. Okay, and ultimately this place, America, is going to be destroyed at the peak of the Third World War. Okay, when it comes to how it also leading to the time of who the world called Christ, Yahweh Shai, second coming, by the way of what the world will call UFOs, which are the vehicles or the chariots of the angels. Okay, and how Yahweh Shai is returning, okay, to bring war against these nations' armies at the peak of the Third World War. And they're also going to lead to when Yahweh Shai delivered the nation of Israel, starting with the elect. Okay, those are so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American descent. When it comes to the 144,000 and the 1/3 that's destined to be saved. Okay, and salvation is only for the nation of Israel, starting with the elect. Okay, because at this time, 2/3 of so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans are going to be cut off and judged, according to Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. Okay, and right along with these heathens, start with the biblical Edomites. Okay, there's no salvation for them. Okay, Yahweh Shai has come back to take Esau, Edom, and these heathens out of power. And when it comes to them, their future is going to be slaves or going into captivity up under Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and thus the nation of Israel. Okay, starting with the elect after the Third World War and the Great Deliverance. okay, and the great destruction, okay. Like I said, because ultimately this place America will be destroyed at the peak of the Third World War by missiles, okay. But let me go ahead and get into some of these headlines, and I'm gonna get a couple of scriptures, and that'll be the lesson. And I pray that the lesson is edifying. As you can see, the first one, major 7.5 magnitude earthquake strikes off of Japan, triggers tsunamis warning. Okay, those are signs of end time prophecies, man. The Lord visiting the earth, okay? When it comes to, as they would say, natural disasters, okay? But these are plagues and judgment the Lord is bringing, okay, in the form of earthquakes, okay? We're coming in the time of the summer, okay? The talks of looming or droughts, food shortages, okay? EMP attacks, okay? Severe hot weather, okay? So these are signs, man. Okay, tsunamis, flooding, okay? Let's go to the next one. You see, it says Alex Jones calls on Americans to do one act with U.S. flag to protest what he calls unhinged on Trump. Okay, we already know about Alex Jones. He's control opposition. Okay, he already in trouble with the government and all. Okay, but one part of the time he was a major Trump supporter. Now he's seeing how more and more Trump being a tyrant and a dictator. Okay, now he's not believing in Trump administration no more. Okay, more and more coming against the current president at this time. Okay, and we already know eventually these elites, okay, gonna come with censorship. Okay, now we're in the time of information age and the exposure of Esau Edom, these elites and their agenda. Okay, when it comes to certain double F, okay, when it comes to the flags, okay, that possibly can be a stage event that can cause more of these elites through America, by the way of America, through Trump, to bring more strict legislations, okay, and take more of the people so-called freedom away, okay. So now you're hearing all these protests and rallies, okay, that are ready to come against Trump and the current administration, okay, especially these Edomites, okay, these American patriot Edomites, man, okay, that's ready to bring a civil war and stand up against their own government, which indicate another sign of their downfall, okay, when it comes to Esau Edom. Let's go to the next one. 86% of Ohio University students vote in favor of you see that, referendum, okay? And so you hear more and more talks about that, okay? When it comes to those tiny tops, okay? Because now they being the crosshair information of them being exposed through the internet, okay? And we know that when it comes to Esau Edom, okay, chiefly the main tribe amongst Esau Edom, Amalek, okay, is ruling, okay, when it comes to those tiny tops, man, that's over there occupying our land, but they are not the true inheritors of that land, and that's why they being exposed now, okay? They getting caught in doing all type of wickedness, okay? And also, the land of Israel gonna be annihilated by missiles, okay? Just for that land could be cleansed, because like I say, the people that's over there are not the original inheritors, and we're gonna inherit our land again, the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, okay? And so now they trying to save face when it comes to these small hats. People just trying to defend them, okay, writing into more and more legislations of you can't speak against them, okay, but they being exposed. Yeah, look at this one. And it says, are we witnessing soft censorship of Christian content with Google? Okay, and soon they're gonna make the Bible outlaw, to be able to quote scriptures or read it, okay. And we know about Christianity, that false doctrine, that the Lord ain't dealing with that, okay. Although they use the Bible as a front, okay. But we know, okay, us are the prophets, us that's amongst the ministry, we know that they want to come with censorship, okay, against the Hebrew Israelites, Okay, that's why you have your likes like Vocab Malone and Vocab Malone and certain these Christians or some of our people that's into Christianity, the black Christian churches and all that, trying to help aid with Vocab Malone to debunk the Hebrew Israelites. Okay, because all of it being exposed, man. Okay, when it comes to these false doctrines and religions amongst our people, that's what they're into, and Esau, Edom, and these heathens when it comes to these false gods, man, and idol worship. Okay, all that's being exposed, man. The small hats. Okay, Christianity, Islam, Roman Catholicism, Egyptology, African paganism. Okay, all that's being exposed, man. Okay, so that's gonna lead to more and more the coming of censorship. Okay, Amos 8 and 11, the famine of the word, man. Okay, let's get this one. The penny is already dead. Could the nickel be next to go another step to cashless? Okay, we seen that. Okay, hard currency about to be done away with. Okay, recently the penny. Okay, now they talking about the nickel. Okay, um, the ability to have paper checks. Okay, about to be done away with. Okay, and soon the whole dollar. Okay, the physical dollar, man. Yeah, this place is when it comes to these elites, ready to bring in a cashless society, and that's all going to stem to Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. Okay, the RFID micro being implemented, which is the mark of the beast. Okay, as everything moving towards a cashless society. That's why you hear more talks about CBDCs. Okay, Fed now, universal basic income. Okay, digital wallets. Okay, carbon footprint. Everything moving towards more of a biometric. Okay, transhumanism. Okay, the fourth industrial revolution, the fifth industrial revolution. Okay, everything's moving towards when it comes to these elites trying to bring a cashless society, man. Okay, and that's the time that we're in, and those that don't have that RFID micro won't be able to function in society when it comes to the NWO, man. Okay, and the reason why I start with the men of Great Millstone through the Spirit, according to the Scriptures, those of our people. Okay, start with the men of Great Millstone that give that warning when it comes to those of our people that take that RFID micro, and they're gonna be destroyed by the way of the missiles and the chariots bringing fire at the peak of the Third World War. When it comes to Revelation chapter 14, verse 9. Okay, so that's it on that. So everything moving towards prophecy more and more. Okay. Let's see. Iran vows retaliation after U.S. seized cargo ship. Okay, so we see the war over there in Minor Asia. Okay, when it comes to lately for the couple of months now, about a month and a half, going on 2 months, the whole attack of the U.S. backing up Israel. Okay, to go against Iran, and we hear more and more when it comes to alternative news how the Iranians got the upper hand. Okay, when it comes to certain U.S. bases over there, embassies being destroyed over there in the Middle East. Okay, such as places like Qatar and Kuwait. Okay, Saudi Arabia. Okay, over there in Israel. Okay, and wait till Russia and China and the rest of these nations get involved, help aiding into on the Iranian. Okay, to come against this place. Like I said, ultimately, the Third World War gonna lead to this place, America, being destroyed, and the land of Israel. Okay, but the difference between the two, like I say, Israel gonna be built back up by the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, but America never gonna be inhabited again. Okay, once the fire and smoke dies down from the missiles and the chariots. Okay, this place, America, gonna become a desert. Okay, and only thing that's gonna inherit this place is desert-like creatures. Okay, not nations. So that's it on that. Disturbing image shows IDF soldiers smashing Jesus statue with the axe in Lebanon. Okay, so more and more madness. Okay, and when it comes to those, um, as you says, Israeli soldier. Okay, we already know that these the small hats, they don't believe in the Messiah anyway. Okay, they don't believe in the Bible. Okay, they believe in the Talmud. Okay, like I say, once again showing you that they ain't the Lord chosen people, man. Okay, and they showing their true attention, how diabolical and how evil they are, man. Okay, when it comes to those small hats, Amalek, and I'll keep it like that. Um, Hundreds of commercial tankers stranded on both sides of the Strait of Hormuz. Okay, so we know about that. The Strait of Hormuz. Okay, one point in time, was blocked off or shut off to the U.S. I think still to this day. Okay, the youth from the U.S. and Israel and U.S. members, allied members, such as over there in Europe, NATO, okay, Iran, okay, decided to cut some aid off from them, especially the oil. Okay, then now they had supposedly had supposed to come to a ceasefire. Okay, America and Iran, but that didn't work out. To the point now you got Trump telling so he gonna send the Navy over there, the U.S. Navy over there, to bring a blockage over there to the strait. Okay, which is gonna furthermore plummet this place America economy, man. Okay, when it comes to the trades, but that's what these elites want. They want to cast the society. Okay, order out of chaos, man. Okay, um, humanoid robot has just won marathon world record in Beijing. Okay, so you hear more and more talks of that. Okay, humanoid robots, AI technology robots. Okay, that's being involved in these sports events. Okay, which they're going to use these robots, AI robots, to be more surveillance. Okay, when it comes to martial law. Okay, you hear the talks of they having AI robots to um be maids and butlers in homes. Okay, um, how they looking forward more and more towards the next future. Okay, transhumanism. Okay, and AI technology. Okay, more surveillance, man. Okay, and really they're gonna use those humanoid robots and the AI technology. Okay, when it comes to their weapon, they sword, man. Okay, especially during the time of martial law. Okay, against you tribes, man. And they just putting on display in certain countries when it comes to these humanoid robots. To the denying to the point they want to make men mix with robots. Okay. Um, Former Treasury Secretary called for emergency plan to prevent Treasury market collapse. More about the economy. U.S. seizes Navy destroyer after blowing a hole through it for trying to break Hamas blockage. Okay, so you see that U.S. Navy destroyer fire on and disable an Iranian flag cargo vessel after it did attempt to push through a newly imposed maritime blockage near the Strait of Hormuz, according to the statement. So more and more going to lead to more and more the Third World War. Okay, and the economy. Okay, more and more the world economy, not only here in America, but all nations about to be affected. Okay, because America, what is still the supreme power when it comes to the dollar. Okay, so once the dollar collapses in America, all these countries gonna collapse, man. Okay, but that's what these elites want. Once again, they want to bring a RESET. Okay, the NWO. Let's see, 8 kids, ages 1 to 14, killed in mass shooting across Silverport. Okay, Louisiana, as gunmen target his descendants. Okay, yeah, we already know how Jake is. Okay, I don't know, he might could be then Edomites because Edomites known for these mass shootings and all that. Okay, yeah, but more and more evils. Okay, let me see. Record U.S. drought speaks sparks fear about wildfires, water supply, and food prices. Okay, and once again, the Lord visiting the earth by the way of what the world would call natural disasters. Okay, it was coming in the time of droughts, wildfires. Okay, as I said earlier, opening up earthquakes. That's going to lead to more famine, food shortages, cattle's being destroyed. Okay, agriculture when it comes to the vegetables. Okay, and fruits, etc. Man. Okay. Mm, rise and repeat. Trump warns U.S. will knock out every power plant and bridge in Iran to end regime's killing machine if a deal is not made. Okay, you see how Trump going on a tamper. Okay, just losing it, man. Okay, that's why all of them got an evil eye toward this place, man. Okay, even within the self-exploding, imploding here in America, man. Okay, official sounds the alarm over a lethal drug said to be 10 times stronger than fentanyl. Okay, you know the place America known for the drugs. Signs of a growing resistance against AI is emerging. Okay, here's some more division. Okay, look at this. Trump set to read scripture from overall office during America reads the Bible event starting Sunday. Here we already know, these devils ain't got nothing to do with the scriptures, man. Okay, the scriptures say, although let favor be shown unto the wicked, they shall not understand. Okay, how they take the words of Yahweh Shema Shai and cast it behind them. Because this place doesn't uphold the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay, more anything, they contrary. Okay, and not we in the time now of Esau Edom. Okay, his power is the spiritual demon Satan. Okay, he's the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan here on the earth. And it ain't hard to tell, man. Okay, well, about a week ago, you had Trump post on AI. An AI picture. Okay, on Instagram or TikTok. Okay, how he looking like he disguising himself as who the world called Christ. And he got a lot of backslash for that to the point he had to delete the image. Okay, because the people start to see, man, like how you talking about you gonna be a savior? Okay, proposing yourself as who the world called Christ, but look what's going on here in America and throughout the world, what Trump is doing. Okay, and like I said, and the Lord ain't dealing with these Edomites, man. Okay, when it comes to some type of righteousness, because they are the wicked that the Bible speak of. Okay, the Lord set them up to be the wicked. Malachi 1 and 4. And now we coming to the time of their judgment, man. Okay, for all their shameful history, what they had done to us worldwide. Okay, ever since America history, and still to this day, what they got planned. Okay, when it comes to these Edomites, mainly these elites. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Just scrolling through some headlines, and that'll probably be it. Look at that madness. Blew the face of what you see that. The gas prices. Hey, Europe over there being affected. Okay. Yeah, they quoting fake Bible verses from a movie. I tell you, these devils don't got it, man. The Lord ain't dealing with them, man. See that? And be able to talk to that. Coming of the drafts. Okay, the war, sending boots on the ground. Okay. Look at that. Thousands of bees swarm residents net to vote in Israel. Okay, look at this madness. Trump pulls millions from Catholic charities, ain't Pope feud. So him and the Pope, they beefing. Both of them devils. And you see here Trump shares image and Jesus embracing him while he continues to slash out at Pope Leo. All of it just a stage, man. Both of them the damn devil and working together. Really, the all of them are gonna be on the grid to bring the NWO. Okay, but we know a lot of these this thing up but distractions. Okay, entertainment. Okay, to keep these people clueless, delusional. Okay, judge rules 10 Commandments monument at Arkansas Capitol unconstitutionalized. So we be coming in their time, man. Okay, 70% of U.S. farmers say that they will not be able to purchase all the fertilizer that they need in 2026, or leading to more famine of the word. I mean, famine of the famine when it comes to food. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into the scriptures. Probably get a couple, and that'll be it. But this is 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time dizzily in itself, when thou seest part of the signs past, which I had told thee before. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So that's the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shah, by the way of the plagues. And before the plagues come, the Lord always set up the prophets to pre-announce or give that pre-warning, man. Okay, to forewarn. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shall thou well understand that the Most High spoke of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Okay, so prophecy. For like as all that is made in the world having a beginning and the end is manifest. So it's being manifested. The words of Yahweh Shema Shah are faithful and true. Okay? But they heard, man. This word has gone viral, man. Let's get this. Romans chapter 10, verse I'll start at verse 17. It says, so then faith come by hearing, and hearing by the word of Yahweh, by Shema Shah. Okay, by the way of who? By the way of the prophets. Okay, start with the elect prophets. But I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily. They sound went into all the earth, and their words unto the ends of the world. So that's courtesy by the way of, mainly by the way of the internet, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay. And the Lord setting up camps worldwide. Okay. Mainly here in America. Okay, because this is where the main destruction gonna take place. Just as the main deliverance. Okay, when Yahweh Shai returned with the host of angels. Okay, to deliver the elect from here out of America, and also with the elect is scattered worldwide, according to Matthew the 24th chapter, verses 29 through 31. But this is where the main salvation is going to take place, because this is where the main destruction is going to take place. Okay, the main deliverance that the Lord going to bring. Okay, when it comes to the elect of the nation of Israel out of the destruction of America. So that's it on that. And so we almost out of here, man. Okay. Let's get this. Isaiah chapter 55, verse 6. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Especially when it comes to you tribes, man. You Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, those that descended out of that bloodline. Okay? But once again, the Lord only going to deliver the elect. Because 2/3, Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8, will be cut off and judged due to their non-belief. Okay? And they scoffing, they scorning, they mockery of the prophets, the blaspheming of the prophets. Okay? They don't want to continue on living these alternative lifestyle and being contrary to the ways of the laws, statutes, commandments. A lot of people that want to trust in these false gods and idol worship, going after these hedonistic customs. Okay? But this is the time now to seek ye Yahweh Shema Shah while he may be found. Okay? It could soon the Lord go remove his prophets off the highways and byways, and his word not having access to it on the internet. Once again, Amos 8 and 11. Okay? Then our people going to want to seek for Yahweh Shema Shah, but it's going to be too late. Okay? I'm going to get this and I'll get ready to close. That's Romans 13 and 11. Romans chapter 13, verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to wake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than what we believe. Okay, and so that's going into us, okay, those that us that have been called in the faith, us are the hopeful elect, okay, that Lord gonna have mercy upon us as we're in this grace period and be the covering for us as we're gonna be in the time of approaching in the time of Jacob's trouble, man. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. Okay? And knowing all these things are approaching, we know that our salvation is nearer than what we believe, man. Okay, but majority of our people, like I say, the non-believers, they're gonna be cut off guard, as it says, as a thief in the night, unexpected, when the Lord bring these plagues, man. Although it be told to them, okay, pre-warning, okay, they've been prophesied to them, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the lesson here, and I pray that lesson will edify until next time, Lord willing. Shalom to the hopeful. Shalom.